Welcome to WooWoo Week. Since this is the only training log that I'll be posting this week, doesn't mean it's the only time that we trained or showed up to the gym, just means it was the only one that had things that I felt like setting up to film. Monday was still feeling a little bit crunchy from last week's kind of debacle. I got real twisted up from that 720 pull on Friday. But again, like I said, it wasn't anything major, wasn't an injury. I just wasn't in a great position, did the lift mostly with my right leg, and when that happens, that entire sling of muscles tends to go and then piss everything else off. So fortunately, I know how to pivot mentally and emotionally when I can't do it physically. Hey, there's a joke for you. But the pivot this week was just focusing on staying moving. Like I had said in the last video, which I think was Friday or Saturday, I've been doing a lot of writing this week and working through a lot of things. And for me, writing is always a highly introspective pursuit. And since my posture is so closely tied to my mental and emotional process, and writing is how I mentally and emotionally process, when I write, my body tends to do things. One of the things that I've learned over the years is how to train for a lot of different reasons, or how to make that pivot in my training based on my current priorities. Now, rewind a few years, neurotic me would have done the whole, it doesn't fucking matter what's going on. I don't miss workouts. I fucking go hard. And since it's like 24 degrees and the city's shut down with snow today, and I've already been to the gym, I've absolutely in the past been, I don't give a shit if it's snowing, I fucking train all the time. I don't miss workouts. If you skip them because of snow, you're a bitch. I have 4-wheel drive. Done that a lot of years. One year I did that, and then my Forerunner decided to break down on the first day of it snowing in a Goodwill parking lot. So then I had no 4x4 for the entire 5 days we were snowed out. I then, because I was stubborn, and I think this was the same year, decided that I would drive an Oldsmobile Alero to the gym, and ended up getting stuck a few times, but still got the workout done. So I've done the stereotypical no days off, you exercise, I train, me badass, you pussy, I show up to the gym, done that for a lot of years. This week wasn't that. I'm now able to pivot and say, hey, I've got some things that I like to work on that are my main priority right now, which is writing and the other projects that we're doing. And that doesn't mean that my training isn't important, and it doesn't mean that I have to push everything to an 11, but it does mean that I need to be able to pivot in my workouts and allow what I do for my body to support what I'm trying to do with my mind. And so that is what the theme of this week was. So on Monday when we showed up, definitely didn't decide to go do a bunch of pressing and add more tension. We rolled some shit out, did some buzz gun, covered some ideas, did more restoration type things. On Wednesday was getting stir crazy from having only sat around and moved, and needed to get posture back in a line, needed to get blood flowing, needed to get air flowing into different places, needed to get moving. And so that's what this day is. It's a combination of the normal WooWoo Wednesday, which is highly rotational, still loaded, but it's more athletic than up down with a stick or trying to make muscles real big and puffy. So we did some of those things. Saturday is typically very low weight, and although it's a lot of movement variability, it's things that get you moving like a human, gets your gait back, gets your posture back, again, gets the blood and the air moving throughout the body. And so on this day, when I needed to get my body moving, I needed to do things that stimulated creativity, that undid the postural positions I sat in for so many hours while hunched over a laptop and writing, right? Those were the needs that I had. I needed to remove more tension, I needed to integrate my movement, and I needed to get things flowing and moving and get the ideas going again. But not in a way that left me with a bunch of residual tension in my body that would tighten up and then restrict all those things. Because when my body is tight and crunchy and misaligned, then I can't think and my mood starts to dysregulate, and I wouldn't get any of the things done that this week I care more about than my training. And so one of the things that I'm the most grateful for, or the skill that I have because of a high amount of experience and a willingness to pivot, or reassess or always reevaluate what my priorities are, is I have this skill to then take an honest assessment of what needs to take the biggest priority, know which things aren't a huge priority right now, and also trust the fact that if I take a week off of quote unquote training hard, that it doesn't really indicate any lack of forward progress or any regression of progress. It's just a temporary pivot. And if I'm constantly doing things that build the base of my physical capacity and my integration mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, socially, then every workout I do with that intent is going to be productive and move me forward. Since the way that I'm trying to improve is not just 1 rep max on the bar or more bigger muscles or any of that, right? It's all of the things. I want to feel good, move well, have a lot of skills, but also like be able to think and feel things well. So that is kind of the intent behind this day. And the intent of this week, since this is going to be the only training log, even though I've trained 3 times this week. So that's it. Just kind of a new take. Had some good conversations this week about that perspective and being able to make those choices and just how much those things have changed over the years of doing this thing called training. It's looked a lot of different ways. I've done it from a lot of different places, and my decision-making process has changed drastically over the years as I have become more aligned with what my actual my actual intent and reason behind training. And so that expect to hear more about in all of the writing that I've been doing, but wanted to give you just the update and some of the rationale behind the things that I say and the decisions that I make in training, and also explain another way in which your training can still occur while not necessarily looking like the thing that you expect it to be. So that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I will see you in probably a lot of writing soon and next week in a training log, since I don't think I'm going to make the trip over tomorrow. So that's it. Take care. Bye.